Shalini Unnikrishnan, a Hindu from Kerala.
Tell me, when exactly you joined ISIS?
Ban the movie The Kerala Story, and they say this is to avoid any incident of hatred and violence and to maintain peace in this. Coming in from Tamil Nadu, where multiplexes have stopped screening The Kerala Story from today.
Documentary on Prime Minister Modi, it says, if anything, this film or documentary is a reflection on the agency and individuals that are peddling.
A huge controversy has recently broken out regarding the movie The Kerala Story. The movie is based on the premise that over 32,000 women from Kerala were converted to Islam, abducted to Syria, and then made to join the terrorist organization ISIS. Following protests on this claim, several states, such as that of Tamil Nadu and West Bengal, have banned the movie, citing various reasons such as possible of violence, disturbance of public order, and communal conflict. In fact, not long ago, a BBC documentary on the Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also banned by the government. The list of such ban on movies and documentaries is very long. An RTI response has revealed that the Central Board of Film Certification has banned a total of 793 films in the year 2000 to 2016. In this video, we'll try to explore the legal grounds on which movies can be banned in the country. In addition to this, we'll also try to understand on whether movies should be banned in the very first place and whether the public should be deprived from seeing or reading something simply because the government decides so. Hello everyone, my name is Varun and I'm a 5th year student at NEJS Calcutta. Before understanding today's concept, it is important to understand the law on freedom of speech and expression in India. Here, Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution provides that there shall be freedom of speech and expression to every citizen of the country. While this article does not specifically provide for freedom with respect to movies, the Supreme Court in the case of Anand Patwardhan vs. Union of India has held that such freedom also extends to movies, which means that the makers of the movie have the right to display the movie and the viewers have the right to view the movie. One thing which is important to note here, that unlike countries like the United States, where this freedom is absolute, the founding fathers of our constitution decided to impose some restrictions on this freedom. The reason being that if unfettered freedom is provided, there are chances that people will abuse these rights by indulging in hate speech, sedition, and other forms of speech which will disrupt public peace. Hence, Article 19, Clause 2 provides for 8 grounds to restrict this right. To help us understand this better, we will talk about instances where claims were made that movies should be banned from the public domain on account of being outrageous, indecent, against public morality, against public order, and even hurting religious sentiments. Parameters which have not been defined in the Constitution itself. Here, the movie Indiana Jones and the Temple Doom was banned as it hurted the religious sentiments of the Hindus. Here, goddess Kali was showcased as a representative of the underground community. Similarly, the movie Kissa Kursika was banned when a political satire on the emergency was banned for mocking the 1975 situation.
आज से हमारा राष्ट्रीय नारा होगा, चूहा मारो, चूहा पकड़ो। तुम्हारी प्रजा तुम्हें गद्दी से हटा देगी, हमारी जनता हमको कुर्सी से हटा देगी। एमरजेंसी लागू कर दो।
Apart from Article 19(1)(a), the Cinematograph Act of 1952 has created a body called the Central Bureau of Film Certification. Any film has to get a certificate from this body, and it has a power to suggest cuts on the movie for getting the certificate. This is evident from the movie Urta Punjab, where the board suggested that 89 cuts should be made to the movie before it is released to the public. This brings us to a very important concept, censorship. Censorship is a tool that is placed in the hands of the government to keep a fair check on what comes into the public domain. However, since censorship involves a complete prior restraint before any speech comes into the public, the decision has to be exercised with great caution. We must also keep in mind the fact that some individuals will always be outraged by what is being shown in the public. Therefore, the courts have held that the test for censorship should not be seen from the lens of an individual, but should be perceived from what the community or a group of people feel about. To help us understand the importance of censorship in movies, let's imagine a situation where one, you're reading a book on a controversial topic, and on the other hand, you're watching a movie on the very same issue. To give you an example, let's say you're watching the movie Kai Poche, which is made on the book 3 Mistakes of Marriage. There's a possibility that your feeling will be more aroused, you'll be more touched while watching the movie because of the audio, visual, and cinematic effects. In fact, noting this particular issue, the Supreme Court in K. Abbas vs. Union of India had mentioned that the impact what cinema has on people is way greater than any other platform because of the audio, visual, and cinematic effects. It justifies pre-censorship for cinema other than other platforms. Now, coming to the question of Kerala story, states like Tamil Nadu and West Bengal had banned the movie on the ground that the movie could lead to a situation of public disorder and rioting. But by the very same argument, then any controversial topic can lead to such situation by opportunistic people of the society. For instance, anyone can argue that a movie on drugs, politics, and crime can lead to such a situation of public disorder and hence should be banned. In order to avoid the situation, the Supreme Court in the case of Rang Rajan versus P. Jagjeevan Ram came out with a test of spark in a powder keg. Or in other words, the act should be such that it immediately leads to a situation of riot, like a spark in explosives will lead to a blast. It went on to observe that the anticipated danger should not be remote, conjectural, or far-fetched, but have proximate and direct nexus with the expression. Kerala story does not fulfill this criteria. It does not endanger public interest and hence cannot be banned. Another set of guidelines to regulate content on the internet was introduced by the government under the 2021 IT rules. A BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi was banned under Rule 16 of the rules, which deals with blocking of information in case of emergency. Using these rules, the Indian government asked YouTube and Twitter to take down links to a BBC documentary. The government argued that the documentary lacked objectivity and showed continued colonial mindset. This could hurt the foreign relations of country, cast apprehension on the judiciary of the country and hence banned it. Coming to the last part of the video, I would like to discuss whether such bans on movies are important in a society. While some scholars do argue that these restrictions are important to maintain public order and peace, on the other hand, some scholars say that it leads to a situation of chilling of freedom of speech and expression. According to this school, we live in a marketplace of ideas, and even if wrong speech is there, that can be replaced by a better speech, and it should be left to the discretion of the viewers and listeners to decide that. For instance, in the case of Kerala story, the makers of the movie admitted that the story was not based on 32,000 women, but only on 3 women. Another idea is that unnecessary banning such movies only leads to more curiosity and more people end up watching such a movie. For instance, various student bodies did screening of the BBC documentary. Similarly, Kerala story ended up earning more than 150 crores despite having poor reviews from film critics. This brings us to the end of this video. Let me know in the comment section down below that what are your views on banning of movies. Thank you once again and I'll see you in the next video.